One of the first things that comes to mind when you think about Sienna is how absolutely massive this community is. It's nearly 11,000 acres large, and how absolutely massive the mansions get in this community. And today we're checking out one of the best big home builders in Jamestown, and we're gonna show you what they have to offer in the community of Sienna. We got some stuff that's gonna be ranging from the low ones to above 2 million, like you see in this model home behind me. I'm gonna show you that inventory that is absolutely chef's kiss gorgeous here in Sienna. If that sounds good, stay tuned. Heavy door. Bigger the house, the heavier the door. All right, so first things first, this is a 100-foot custom home by Jamestown Estates. And they've been building here in Sienna for quite some time. So we're just gonna take it all in. This home is stunning. Been here, blessed to have been here a couple times with some clients checking out some of their homes here in the area. So I wanna take it in with y'all and let y'all see what you can get over here in Sienna. Gorgeous. All right, so we skipped a little area up front. We'll go on back to that. First off, loving this door. Geez, loving that door. You have a office up here with the tall ceilings. You have a guest bath down here, half bath, so people don't have to go all up in your stuff. You have a little ensuite off of the front door. Great separation from the other rooms that you have in this house. And if I haven't mentioned before, this is a custom home. So see something in here that you don't like, you can change it. See anything in here that you love, you can duplicate it. As long as the developer will allow it, as long as you're willing to pay for it. That's the beauty of a custom home. I've seen a version of this where this was closed off. This seems to be set up as a more informal, to just kind of show you what the space would look like, how big of a table that you could actually get in here. And you got room for a much bigger table on that. Stone going all the way up, giving you the 2-story look and feel on a big 1-story. Thank you, Steve. If you swing by, tell Steve I sent you. Great guy, he'll take care of you. Then you have the custom cabinetry. Just, my goodness. My goodness. Absolutely. Yeah, all custom. Beautiful hardwood floors. Built-in appliances. Going to be pretty standard with a builder of this price point caliber. Let's go to another full ensuite. Notice again the super tall ceilings. I believe these are 12-foot ceilings in here. They carry on through to the closet as well. Plenty of room in here for a king size bed. Nice size furniture. Beautiful flooring throughout. Nice size shower, mud set. So this is going to be in-law suite, definitely for ease of access and use. Meant for a guest or for an older parent or something like that to be able to functionally use this and have their own space. Now, this is a little bit of a change up. And once you kind of start playing in the custom space, you'll start to see this more and more, especially as you get to houses that are wider than 80 foot. You start getting these little bonus spaces that are just like, what? Why would they even do that? Why do you need that? But then you see it. If you're at this budget, it just makes so much sense for you to do what I'm about to show you right now. So let's go and check this out. Is that a bonus kitchen? Yes, it is. It's a spice kitchen. So for the people that I have been blessed to work with at this price point, the comment has been, I don't want to say the same, but the comment has been very, very close to the same, in that we don't like to cook, or we don't like the smell of food being cooked in our actual home. So we want to have a secondary kitchen where actually all the smells and all the junk and all that stuff is. And we want to keep this part of the home looking good, model home ready, right? So that is the purpose of having a spice kitchen or a secondary ad for a kitchen right behind the actual kitchen, right? That's why you would do that. And like I said, the comment that I've had multiple times with people at this price point is that either A, I don't really cook that much, or two, I don't want my house smelling like such and such, whatever I just cooked. And so that's the reason why you would have this. This is a massive pantry. And my response to those two things is, hey, if you got it, you want to spend it, go off. Do what you want to do. Have two kitchens in your house. Go off. Do what you got to do. Tons of storage. Tons of storage. Mud area that we kind of skipped by because I saw the little treat back here of the spice kitchen. Super cool. Then we have your actual laundry room, cabinets, nice size ceilings again, lots of storage. Really, really nice. When it comes to your garage, this is the secondary bay. You'll have another bay on this home, so this one can be built up to a 4-car garage, I believe. We'll go check that out when we're looking at the outside of it. But nice tall ceilings. So you could probably potentially have a lift in here as well. Really nice. And just that view, man. As a guest, that's too good for a guest. You might not want to ever leave. Views, views, views. We'll get out there, check that out in a little bit. Views and vibes. Like the little touches of the windows up top, just letting that natural light in from different angles. Beautiful. And then you make your own way to the primary suite. And this is just looking like a resort. beautiful. Floating shelves, always love to see that. That's just a cool little design to me. Oversized tub. Now I know the missus isn't gonna like that because it's a little nook that dust and things can get behind, but this one's a little bit easier than that Perry home that we saw the other day. Enough room for your towels. Got the floor going all the way on up to the ceiling. That's a pretty touch, like that. One of the biggest mirrors I've ever seen. I like these sconces right here. We go into primary closet. It's super nice. They have a closet system in here. You got your rods, you got your stuff that you can pull down. You got your stuff for your shoes. Got your stuff for your jewelry and your knickknacks, anything you need. Super gorgeous. Super gorgeous. Now, you'd have to cover this up because you got a neighbor that can see your butt up there. So you might have to frost that, but other than that, beautiful. Step in just to show you the size and the scale of this thing. Huge bench in here. Enough for more than 2 people in here for sure. Super pretty. I also love how this home is specifically laid out because it kind of creates this courtyard where you can see the entertainment from both sides. Stunning. Then you come in here and you got the vaulted ceilings. Tons of natural light. Beautiful view on a beautiful day of that pool. So this would just be super peaceful. I like how it is set up to where you would have your bathroom little wing that we just came down. I love when a room is big enough to give you a little walking space, a little catwalk in your room. So I'm a fan of that. And I really just truly think that this is beautifully done so far. Now, one of the critiques that people often give in a custom home is because this is the model, sometimes it doesn't feel like a cohesive thought. They're kind of showing you the flashes of what they can do in all the spaces. But this one actually ties together pretty well. I've seen some where it looks like they got 6 different houses in one just because they're trying to show you all the floors, all the tiles, all the hardware that they can get. But this one seems to be a little bit more cohesive, at least from the spaces that we've seen so far. I'm liking that they're going with the black, whites, and wood tones because that's my villain aesthetic. That's my eye. So I think it's doing a really great job of tying everything together. But yeah, we're just on the first half of this house. You ready to go check out outside? Let's go do it. Show you this little pool area, show you about what you can expect. These are gonna be some of the biggest lots that you can also get over here. I think they average just shy of a ½ acre. Now, if you go to some of the older sections in Sienna, you will see really big homes on really big lots, but as time changes, as things change, as more and more people move out here, the emphasis is kind of being more so on a lot system where you get as many houses as you can in a section. Now, this section isn't going to be super big. You're probably going to have at max probably 30 houses in this 100-foot gated section between Jamestown and the other builder that is in this section. And so it is not massive by any means, but if this was 20 years ago, it may have been 10 houses here and you had double the land. That's just not a great usage of the space back here anymore. And you're starting to see even the old communities like your Bridgelands, like your Siennas, a lot of these old communities that would have had these really expansive yards for these really big houses, things are a little bit tighter. It doesn't mean that you can't get a pool, doesn't mean that you can't have a shed and have your little toys and things that you want in your space, but it is noticeably smaller than if you go and look at some of the old mansions from 20 years ago in this same community. But a mansion's a mansion. It's too hot to be outside for me anyway. I don't need that much space. From my neighbors, I don't hate my neighbors like that. Let's go check it out. Check it out outside. God, that's just crazy. Beautiful slider. Great size patio on both sides. You can entertain over here, look at the pool, head on over to the cooking area, entertain over there as well. And then you have your nice size pool. Now this isn't a super huge backyard for this. This isn't a super huge backyard, yet you have enough space for a nice size pool. You can do a little bit more garden space. You could have your little he shed or she shed back here. There's enough room to do pretty much anything that you would want to do. One of the added bonuses of building a custom home is that they often sometimes will put a generator on it. The generator is probably on the other side. But yeah, this one does come with a whole home generator, which is a plus. For any of y'all that aren't familiar with the weather and things in Houston, I've been telling all of my clients that are moving out here that aren't as familiar that whatever you're budgeting for, budget another 15 to 20 for a generator because you need it. To say we are the energy capital of the South, for whatever reason, Houston just has a lot of power outages. That kind of thing just happens, whether it's storm related. If you're in a community like this where they're still building, contractors nick lines all the time, and then you'll be out of power for hours, right? And in a place like Houston where it gets super duper hot, real feel 120 plus on a lot of days here, you can't go without power. So I tell all my clients, get the generator, have the peace of mind, and here's your whole home generator on this one. So get the peace of mind, make sure that you are covered. This house is big enough to also have multiple units, so you can see your units over there. But yeah, this is a lot of space to do whatever you wanted. And if you could have turned this pool this way and then kind of had the more grassier area over there, but I like how this is set up because you can basically stroll right out of the house and go right back in whenever you're done. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Crazy. All right, let's head back in, check out the second wing of the house. Another little informal breakfast nook, framing the entertainment and the things that you would want to see outside of your home. And I'm a fan of a good circle table. Got me all day with that. And then you get to this wing and it's just like, what do you need? Got a little dance studio back there, got another chill little living room, family area over here, got your media room. We're just gonna keep breaking it down spot by spot. Really nice size. Now, looking at the little forest scene back there, that's giving me vibes of Twilight. So I have to bring my wife out here to check this one out see how she feels, but they got it painted green. Again, these are things that you can do. I noticed that the doors are black kind of throughout the house, so that's another touch. Things that you can pick and do when you are going a custom builder. But I'm seeing the plugs, I'm seeing the overhead surround sound. Let's see if we can see that with me. So you see the little speakers over there. You see the infrastructure for the actual projector that you can put in here. So definitely a lot. Sconces, really giving you the vibe. No windows. Thank you for not putting a window in a proper media space. Oversized carpet, or not oversized, you have upgraded carpet in here. Really nice pad. This is super soft. I would imagine that they have extra insulation in these, so this can actually be somewhat sound contained. It's not gonna be soundproof, but sound contained to the outside. Typically these doors, this is a pretty heavy door. Typically the doors are a little bit heavier, so it's not just blasting through basically a fiberglass door. So lots of pluses in here. On to the next space. Then you got the secondary living area, alcove lighting, open concept. I love how it has enough separation and it has enough like constricted views to where you can feel like you're a part of the action over there, but not being a part of the action over there. I love how that is set up. And so you could be over here watching a game, dealing with whatever you got to deal with over here. You can have your other family over there eating, your other family in there watching TV, watching whatever they want to do, or you could be having a party. You're on the grill over here. We got a little bathroom over here. It looks like that we didn't see. I wonder if that's the entrance from the inside. And you just got a lot to do in this house. Love it. Wet bar area. Another beautiful shower with great tile all the way to the ceiling. Step in, black. Yep. So if you giving you the option for this to be a guest bath or pool bath, so you don't have to track a bunch of water and stuff into your home. They can just go to the guest pool house bath. Love it. Then you step in here, and now I know I gotta bring Chandler back because she is in ballet and killing it right now. She's practicing, she's getting her reps in all the time. And so this is just a cool little feature to have in the house. And I know this is where Chandler and her mama would be damn near all the time. And I just think this is super cool. This would be a great gym, little workout room, dance studio as it is for our little ballerina Chandler. And I think that is amazing. So I have Rissa over here popping super hard to her Shanti, and Chandler over here going through all the positions. Super nice. What is this? Got some storage. Really big closet. That's nice. So this probably has the potential to be a bedroom as well, but they instead showed you what you could do with the space and turn it into a studio. So that would be 1, 2. So you got 1 office, 1, 2, 3. All right, so maybe 4 in a possible. We have another guest bedroom. As the missus will say, this is the kid that you love the least, probably so far. Good size, but this is a hurry up and get your life together, get up out of here. But no, this is a full size. You can do, again, still fit a king size bed in here with furniture, nice size. You have your full bath, showing you what you can do with the space. It's a good space. And we have another bedroom. Same size as the one next door. Full bath again, same setup. Tiles all the way to the top. Another closet. Great size. All right, so that is the model home. This one is currently under 2.1 million. This one's a little bit more dolled up. You know, depending on finishes and things, we could probably get this under 2 if you wanted it. Yeah, beautiful home. I love what Jamestown did. They did the nice touches of blacks, whites, and wood tones to do what I needed to do, but they then also wanted to showcase the range that they had in terms of cosmetics, whole home generator, you know, multiple finishes that they could do, different carpet tile, different carpet types, different countertop types, different cabinet types. They just wanted to show you what they could do throughout the home. So it's not completely the same and not completely one note. They had a little bit of pizzazz, and that is the model home. Now, as we get over to the inventory home, which I think is absolutely stunning. It is one of the prettiest inventory homes that I have ever seen, and I think that it does a lot of things really well once we get on over to that house, because my guy Steve has opened that one up. We'll talk about deposits and how that kind of differs from the production builders that we'll have, and how that's similar to some of the other builders on the custom space that we've been reviewing as of late on the channel. But I wanted you to see what you could get if you go with a really big one-story home custom, and I want you to see what you can get. And this is by no means a small house that we're walking into. It's still like 4,500 square feet. It's a big house, but I wanted you to see what you can get on the more normal side, and I wanted you to see one that's kind of dolled up, has all the bells and whistles, extra bathrooms, pool, and all that stuff. I wanted you to see what you could get for that. But stick with me. Again, Jamestown Estates, one of those builders that I would see their name kind of like Partners in Building, where we would see their name in the city, in that, I guess just where we used to live was just like a hotbed for knocking a house down and putting a real big mansion up there. That Oak Forest, if you're familiar, Oak Forest, Shepherd Park Plaza, that whole little area right there, Independence Heights area. And they're one of the signs that I used to see all the time. And then as we kind of got more and more into these country house tours like I do now, you started to see that it would be Jamestown, Partners in Building, who's the other one? Frederick Harris. There's like 2 or 3 more that kind of step into that space, but you just see the same names like over and over and over and over and over again. And it was interesting to see how they stack up compared to the other custom homes. But yeah, love this one. We're going to check out the inventory. Let me know what you think. You've been watching this video now for over 30 minutes and you still haven't hit me up. I haven't got a text. I haven't got a call. I haven't gotten an email. I haven't seen anything in the comment section. You haven't liked, subscribed, done none of that stuff. You haven't done any of that stuff, and I'm waiting on you to do that. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. I'm waiting for you to hit me up and let me know how I can be of best assistance to you and your family, whether it's a custom home or if we're looking at something that is lower than this and in your budget. As long as you are realistic about what you get in today's market for your money, I would love to partner and work with you to help you accomplish your goals in real estate. But the only way that I can do that is if you hit me up, or when you're out here touring, like a lot of my clients are doing these days. They're showing the salesperson the video. They're like, hey, Aaron brought me here. He's my guy. When the contracts are ready, when the money is about to be on the line, before they give you that earnest money deposit contract, you want to make sure that you hit me up so we can talk about all your options to make sure that you're getting the best incentives compared to not just that neighborhood, but the entire Houston Metro. I currently have over 10 contracts right now all over the city of Houston, and I know that I have a database up here of what is going on, what the incentives are looking like, what the interest rates are looking like, who's giving more money at the design center, who's giving more money at closing. All of that stuff is all up here, but the only way that you have access to that and not waste a whole bunch of time, like I said, is to hit me up. Or if you want to just go and free ride like a lot of my people are doing right now, you can do that. No shade, no tea. I'm not mad about that. Go out there, have fun, fill out the neighborhood, put my info down, and when the time comes, that salesperson is going to hit me up and I can make sure that I can be that buffer for you. But without further ado, let's hop back into the video. All right, so Steve has opened the door for me. I didn't have to have the keys to the city because my guy said, hey, you want to go see that inventory? I got you. I said, yeah, let me go check that thing out. So whole home generator on this one. This one is also a massive home. It is over 4,000 square feet. We got 3-car separated, 1 story, whole home generator, no back neighbor, beautifully decorated. Okay, let's go check this one out. Let me know what you think. And again, this is an inventory. So one of the things that you'll see on, especially in a community like this where you have to compete and there's multiple builders that are doing the custom space, you're gonna see that these are a little bit prettier, a little bit more dialed up than you would see even in our community of Meridiana, where it's just Drees playing in that true custom space, because there are other custom home builders in this community that have lots that are gonna give you something at this kind of a price point and this kind of a style. You're gonna see that there's gonna be elements here that have been put into this home that in other communities you would have to pay more for an upgrade, right? But they're gonna put them in this one because they wanna compete with the partners in building right across the street, okay? So let's go and check this one out. Let me know what you think, and let me know at the end of this if you would pick the model home, or if you would go with this bad boy right here. This one is gonna be under 1.4, and I can tell you that I got a deal that I'll tell you the final price that we can get this for once we finish wrapping up the tour. But let me know what you think. Split garage, 3-car. Now I almost had a family, well, I had a family that liked this one, and I was thinking that we were gonna get it to a place where they, you know, were ready to put in an offer, right? I think we were close, and we actually put in a couple offers that were low, because there were things about this house that we didn't quite love. And so before I get to yapping too much and we get to walking through the house, one of the reasons why, especially if you're at this affluent price point of something like this, why you kind of want to just shoot your shot and see what you can get, because now don't be crazy. Don't go 500,000 low on something like this, because you can back into the numbers pretty quickly. But we felt as though they were a little high for the things that we still wanted to do. And one of the challenges that custom builders like this, whenever they go and do an inventory, is that an inventory home, if it's not perfectly done, you're basically waiting for someone that is very wealthy to come in and also not be picky, which in my experiences, for people that can afford something like this, not that they're picky, but they know what they can afford and they know exactly what they want. And so inventory really truly comes down to a person that just doesn't want to build, and you're hoping that you did enough touches to make that person not come in and try to really drop the price on you, because they could technically afford to build this and get whatever they wanted. So it's a very specific buyer, and that's oftentimes why you'll see something like this, even though it is gorgeous, just sitting for a while. And that's because someone that can afford this has an opinion. They know what they like, and they know just from a feel whether they walk in the house and they just don't like it. And sometimes something like this will just sit and suffer because of it, and give us an opportunity to make some deals, because like I said, based on the conversations that I had with that different family, I know what we can get this down to, and it is not 1.4. It is way lower than 1.4, okay? So let's get back to the house. Enough of that yapping. While we're in here, we'll talk about the deposits, and then we'll go from there. You let me know if this is the place for you. So we come in here, beautiful 1-story. We have the informal dining room area again, off the door with cabinetry, just kind of letting you see what you get. Beautiful countertops. I'm not the hugest fan of this shade of green, but I can see what they were trying to go with the backsplash that they picked. I can see what they were getting at. Tons of natural light off of this front door though. And then we'll come down to the secondary wing of this home. This would actually be the door to your garage. Super nice. Let me come into the first guest suite. Secondary bedroom, super nice size. Again, would still be able to get a king size bed in here with side tables, plenty of room, because again, it's a really nice size home. Decent sized closet, not oversized, but again, if you were building this, could you change the dimensions of this room to have the closet be a little bit bigger and maybe eat up some of this? Yes, you could. Could you eat up some of this and then maybe bump out on the side to compensate for it? Potentially, depending on what your build line allows and what the development will allow. But that's the beauty of going full custom. Full bath with the step-in shower. Nice floors, nice tiles, picked. Black hardware throughout. Black hardware throughout. Now, for whatever reason, they closed this door off. I don't know why they did that, but gives you a little natural light from that side. But this is a office off of the front door. And I'm guessing they just wanted you to get this little view so you can have some natural light and kind of see who's coming if you're working in here. So I get it. I don't know if I love it, but I get it. Yeah, and they got that thing sealed in, so not meant to open. A little bit of closet. But loving the tall ceilings that you get on a big expansive 1-story like this. Loving the floor selected. I love that they painted this. It appears to be white. It doesn't look like bright white like the base, but I love that it is not. Actually, now I'm looking at it, let me get a little bit closer. Is this gray? I can't tell. There's so many, it's so much natural light in here that I can't even tell if it's gray or if it's white. It looks white, and I prefer when a building is, or when a house is painted white versus the gray, because the agreeable gray can just look so dated these days, just because there was a long window there where I was just going in everything and everybody was using agreeable gray. And I love that it's kind of transformed back over to white. It just looks cleaner to me. Gorgeous, nice tall ceilings, lovely picture windows off this whole back wall. Again, if you were building this, you would likely have put a slider here. There's enough room, again, for the little atrium pool right here. So there's things that you could do to really spruce this place up. And they pushed pause on some of these because this is an inventory, right? Another informal dining area over here off the kitchen. So if you don't need that full separation over there, you got your table over here with the windows surrounding you, so you can see what's being grilled up behind you. Head out to your pool that you install after the fact, whatever you decide to do. In the running for one of the biggest islands that I have ever seen. This slab is absolutely insane. Waterfalls on both sides, beautiful veining. I'm loving what this is looking like. Stunning. Functional cabinetry on this side, not just decoration, so you got storage on both sides. And then there's that accent green that they chose in the little hutch area off the more formal dining area. Six burner stove. This one is upgraded. This one's upgraded, guys. Upgraded package again for the appliances on this one, the double built-ins. Microwave up there. Actually, microwave down here. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, question for y'all. Do y'all like when the microwave is actually like down here in the cabinets? Or does it make you feel like old and Hobbit-like if you gotta be all the way down here to mess with this? I have mixed feelings. I think I would prefer if it was up top, but I definitely know that I just like it in cabinetry, but I don't know if I like it, if I prefer it to be up top or if I would like it down low. I'm not sure about that. Let me know if I'm crazy about that. All right, so before we go and check out that wing, we'll go and check out side, just give you a sense of scale of on a house that isn't quite as big, but on a similar size lot as the other one. You would again have space for a pool right here if you wanted it. A lot of backyard. You are off the main street, so you would have a developer maintained fence that is a masonry fence versus having a standard wood fence shared with your neighbor. On this one, we also have a whole home generator. Sprinklers front and back. Swell system, drainage. So if you see this little dip, this is normal in Texas. A lot of people will see this and kind of freak out. It's like, why is this area so low? And that's because it's kind of a swell system that we have where it's a low point in the middle. And then if you saw this before they put the dirt down, it's a little bit lower kind of in the middle, and then it goes along the fence and it shares with the swell of your neighbor's fence. And you'll see little grates along the fence, so it should never back up too much into your yard. You'll see some water. There's some water in there right now. When it gets to a certain level, it's gonna trickle its way down to the curb. There's gonna be a little green thing that pops up out of the ground and spits some water out. But that is completely normal and how we build here in Houston. I can't speak for other metros, but that is the swell system that you have basically here in Houston. And I don't think I showed you the generator. This one has the full home generator that's gonna stay as well. There you see it. So another perk of getting this specific home is that you would have a whole home generator, but a lot of yard space. I'm out here. This is a kind of like a secondary feeder. This is off of 281, and so, or 521, excuse me. So it's off of Alameda. It's the main spur where you could drive streetway from this side of town into the city. And so I'm not gonna act like it's not a main road, but we were out there for a good amount of time and there wasn't like a ton of traffic. But that is in fact the road that I use to come into the community today. So I know people use it. Before we get going on the primary, let's talk about money. So they are a little bit the same and they're a little bit different from other builders. When it comes to deposits, they give small deposits up front and a real big deposit about when it's your time to start. So they are very similar to Partners in Building that we've covered on the channel in Harvest Green, most recently with the wife and Chandler. Y'all love that house. That house is crazy. One of the craziest houses I've ever seen. And the difference between Partners in Building and Jamestown is that Jamestown does a $1,000 deposit, earnest money, take the house off the market. If you were to build, then you would do a $6,000 like draft session fee. And so in that time frame, you're going back and forth with their designers. You're talking, you know, I want this room here, I want this thing there, I want these kind of materials. They're pricing everything up and giving you a final number. And then once you have moved past that phase and it's time for you to really get into the nitty gritty, probably about 45 to 60 days in, they're gonna want a 10% deposit of whatever that home price is. So for something like this, that would be 130 to 140,000 that they would want within the 60-day time frame. That's a little different from Partners in Building in that they're gonna want a little bit more upfront. They're gonna want 5 to 10, depending on the community. They'll want 5 to 10 upfront, and in that 5 to 10, they're doing the same thing. They're getting the designs figured out, making sure you're getting what you want figured out. Around that 60-day mark, when they're about to pour your slab, after everything is signed off on, they're gonna still want that same 10%. But in the interim of that, before they pour that slab, you're gonna go to the design center and also pick out some of your cosmetic changes. And if you go above a certain budget on there, they may want an additional 50% of that deposit with Partners in Building. So it's a little bit more money up front with the other custom builder, whereas here, you very nominal fee up front. Within like 60 days, they're gonna want 10%. And they can flex that design center within that 10% as long as you don't go crazy. Partners in Building has a little bit more delineation where they want an earnest money deposit / draft fees. They want to send you to the design center. If you go over, I believe their cap is 200,000, then they're going to want 50% of that. So that's 100,000 for them. And then they would want that 10% from you at that time. So you would probably be another 50 to 100,000 more for a house this size and this price with Partners in Building versus Jamestown. But yeah, still money heavy. And again, that's going to be the standard for custom stuff. You're going to pay more money up front because the risk is higher for the builder. Also count that money as non-refundable. These contracts are very one-sided when you're building. And for those of you that don't have the appetite or just like my way or the highway, I honestly don't know if building is for you, because what I've been seeing and witnessing and going through as of late is how one-sided the contracts just absolutely are. And I've been able to get a handful of people out and get all of their money back. I've been able to get a lot of people out and get their earnest money back, but no deposits. But how the contracts typically read for all construction is basically if you can satisfy the approval rating. So upfront, when you got pre-approved, that basically gets rid of the one out that you would have to get your earnest money deposit back. And once you've given them a deposit for your cosmetic changes, they pay for that material. So that's just sunk cost, right? So it's a very small window, and it's a very handful of cases where you would get some leniencies from a builder. And so on a custom scale, that's 150 to 300,000 of somebody just holding money for you. That not everybody's comfortable with that, right? And it's only you know whether or not you're comfortable with that, or whether you want to go with something like this and then make your cosmetic changes after the fact. What I have been seeing for a lot of my clients that are looking at that price point over 800,000 is a lot of them are going inventory and then choosing to customize it after the fact to get exactly what they want, but they had the layout that they wanted. So that's enough of that money stuff, enough of the boring crap. Let's get back into the beautiful home and let me know what you think. Nice tall ceilings, picture windows. This is the picture window house. They got these Inoperable windows all over this back wall, just giving you that full view without any breaks. This is the one that they owe you just to pass code so you can have a way to get out of here egress wise, but all the rest of them, picture windows throughout. Huge bed, really nice size furniture in here, tons of room. This is what a primary suite should feel like, in my opinion. You can go up in here. I love. I gotta ask the wife if she thinks that's too bold. That might be too bold for her, but I actually really like that. And we got the wood tones in here. So we're doing the villain aesthetic like I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good size hardware. Massive tub. Now, things that I have learned from the missus. This is like not the most ideal because you don't really have a ledge on this. So now you would have to have one of those little wooden trays that's like taking up space and kind of hanging over, or you would have to be a little bit tacky and maybe put something up there. So I don't know what the solution to that would be, but I'm sure we could figure something out. And if I was in a house like this, I'd figure something out. But I also know that the missus doesn't like that crack behind there because that's gonna get dusty, and how do you clean that properly? I'm learning. I'm listening, y'all. I'm listening. I'm trying not to get in trouble with the missus. But yeah, I love what this looks like. I love tubs like that. I think these are nice, beautiful, oversized tiles. These would definitely be upgrades if you were going to a design center. Oversized tiles going all the way up to the ceiling. Oversized bench. Heads on both sides. Super, super pretty. 2 closets. One's a little bit more oversized. I got my shoe boxes, so I would put Rissa over here, and then I would have all the room I wanted for my shoes and things over here. Pretty. Tons of natural light though. Really, really pretty. Gorgeous. Yeah, like I said, this is one of the prettiest 1-stories as an inventory that I've seen in the Houston Metro. And to get to the final price for something that is this big is hard to come by. Multiple patio spaces, so kind of like the other house, you could have some entertainment over there. You can have some entertainment by the grill. You can have some entertainment over here as well. Now, one of the challenges with having a 1-story is that you lose that loft space that all the 2 stories just give you by default, where you have like a little game room and you got somewhere that you can enjoy or just kind of send somewhere else to be out of the main space. You kind of lose that in a 1-story. But on this house, they gave it to you. So instead of having a super big pantry or something behind the kitchen, you do have a nice size pantry in here, I believe, but you have this little flex space that is really, really nice and really, really big, and it kind of plays into the overall indoor, outdoor entertainment that you would want to have on a home like this. And so I thought this was neat. This was one of the selling features for the family that was looking at it. They ultimately went a different direction, and that's why I can show it to y'all with the reduced price that we were able to get them, that they just decided to pass on. But this is your game room area. So you have your pool table here, secondary TVs, and whatever you want to do in here, overlooking your pool, overlooking the outdoor kitchen, whatever you wanted to do. Then you go over here, and you still have a really nice size walk-in pantry with tons of storage underneath. I'm loving these floors, my goodness. We have a guest bath. So for anyone that would be in this loft space, they don't need to come through anyone's bedroom. They don't need to go in anyone's personal space. I love when a builder thinks about that sort of thing. Really huge laundry. And And this one also has a dog washing station, which I thought was unique. My other clients didn't have a use for it because they didn't have pets, and they're just like, at this phase of the life, we ain't getting no more dogs. We don't need nobody else to clean up after. But I thought that this was really cool and just showing you what you could do in this space. And for Chinny's new dog, we'll intro the pooch when we finally get her, but that would be amazing if we had something like this in our house for that dog. And then more storage in here. And I skipped a bedroom on this wing. Make sure we get it. Nice sized room. I would say more comfortably a queen in here, but you would probably have the actual width to still get a king size in here, but it would probably be more comfortable with a king. Upgraded finishes, tiles and things, super nice. So they're not skimping in here. Like I said before, if you're in a community like Meridiana, oh, I can see it now. So now it's a little bit darker. I can see that it is agreeable gray, and I'm not really feeling that, but it's been so much natural light in here offsetting it that you can't really tell, but I can look at it now and see that this is agreeable gray. But yeah, before I got sidetracked, in a community like Meridiana, you're gonna get a little bit of a deal on the price per square foot because there's less competition in that space. There are some builders that can build up to the size of a house of a Drees over there, but there's no other builder that you can sit down with and truly design whatever you want that's allowable in your community like Drees. All the rest of them are production builders. Your Perry Homes, your Highland Homes, your Westons, your Shea Homes. Everybody else is gonna stop at a certain size, and then they'll give you variations that you can do, but they're approved variations that they already got drawings on. They're not doing anything custom. And so within that, you'll have some really gorgeous homes by Drees where they go all out, and then you'll have some where it's like it's a popular layout, kind of like a couple videos ago, where it's a popular layout, but it's not quite as pretty as some of the ones where they go all out and they have the nice cabinets, the nice flooring, they have the wine cellars and all that stuff, right? So over here, you're gonna get features like that, like the dog wash station, like sliders, like whole home generators, like extended patios, like extended garages. You're gonna get all of that stuff because there's competition over here in a community like Sienna. Trade-off with that is you're gonna pay more because there's competition. So there's gonna be a certain level of not price fixing, but they're chasing each other to spend as least as they can and get the most profit that they can and the house as nice as they can without breaking the bank. And they're competing with each other. And as a result of that, the price is gonna go up, and then it's gonna kind of level out, and then it's gonna go up, and it's gonna level off. So that's the game that you play when you have competition. But from an aesthetic standpoint, you're gonna get much prettier homes as a default because there's that same competition in a community. Then we got what looks like 2 more bedrooms over here, nice size. Again, you could probably fit a king, but I would say it would probably be better to have a nice size queen in here. Another full bath. Tile did go all the way up to the ceiling on here. Access to the outside, so I like that they thought about this. So this would kind of be like the pool guest room, so they don't have to go just trampling through your house all wet and gross. They can just come from outside, go straight to the pool bathroom, take their shower, do what they gotta do, go on about their business. Decent sized closet again. And then we go into the final room. This one feels a little bit bigger to me, but it's probably about the same dimensions, probably just the amount of natural light coming in. And then we have a same sort of setup for this bathroom as well. But yeah, all in all, Jamestown, they came with it today. These are some of my favorite houses that I have seen in Sienna. And the best part about this is I've already talked my guy Steven down to a lower price for something that is this big over 4,000 square feet in one of, if not the most premier communities down south, in south of Houston. We are at below 1.3 on this one, okay? Originally priced at 1.4, between 1.4 and 1.5. We're now at 1.3 on this one, okay? So that's some movement. And you can get that kind of movement with a custom build like this, because there's a point where they're prideful, like when we first met them and they were like, can't do anything on it. That's the number. Then 2 or 3 weeks went by and they start checking in again. They're like, hey, your people still interested. We might have some room. Got them down a little bit. 2 or 3 more weeks went by. My clients ended up finding something else that's gonna be a great fit for them at a great price for them, that they're going to customize and do semi-custom like we talked about a couple videos ago, which I think is the cheat code in this market. They found something else, and so they've moved on. But before they did, he was like, hey man, we can get down to under 1.3 on this one, right? And so within about a month and a half span, we got him to get down like $100,000+ on this house. And that is the cheat code for custom homes if you're going the inventory route. If you're going to build it, you're gonna spend a pretty penny. No real cheat code or way around that. We might be able to get you some extra incentive money up front. We might be able to help you with interest rates or something. We might be able to do that, but if you're going full custom and you're gonna wait a year, you're gonna pay the premium that you're gonna get for getting that kind of service for that amount of time. But that's the video for today. What did you think about this home if you had to pick between this home and the model home? I know the model home was a lot bigger than this one, but there's some touches on this one that I think I actually love more than the model home. But what about you? Is Jamestown doing it enough? Are they making you pass up some of the other communities or pass up some of the other builders to get a massive one story like this? Is it doing enough for you? If so, I would love to be your go-to. Call, text, email, whatever you gotta do, carrier pigeon, hit me up. Come out here, tell Steve I sent you. Tell him that Aaron's the reason I'm here, and he'll make sure that he takes care of you. I'm loving what I'm seeing, loving the touches, loving what you get when you go custom, but is it enough for you?